Hey guys, and welcome back to another Toy Soldier Reviews action figure video. Today we have the controversial Maximum Series Hulk. Now I love this figure. We'll get into my full thoughts on it and try something new in this review. Hope you guys enjoy. Please like, subscribe, share. Doing that helps me out a ton. Lets me know that you guys enjoy these videos as much as I do making them. I know I enjoyed making this video especially, so I hope you guys do too. Also follow that Instagram. Doing that, you can message me directly and see any future sneak peeks. Straight on in to the review. Alrighty, so for the packaging, it does look nice. The greens all the way around does look good. Of course, for the Hasbro here on top with the comic panels, and Maximum Series Hulk here with the greens and purples matching the figure with the nice good display window here. Perfect for if someone wants to sign it there. Marvel Legends up top, warning, choking hazard. More comic panels here leading up to the Maximum Series Hulk and Marvel Legends. I don't know if that's, no, it's just the tape. I thought it was sculpted on, but there is it. Of course, the price there, which is obviously what a main main decision-making scale here for obviously this figure. On this side, you get some nice art. I believe this is an early 3D render of the figure here, which does look good though. Marvel Legends series on this side, more comic panel art, and on this side you see more art with Marvel Legends series at the bottom, Maximum series up top. Then if you flip it all the way around, you get art showing kind of mainly what you're kind of getting for this Maximum series figure. The accessories here, obviously showing the chest clap, the toe joints, and that's kind of it. That's all that's really new with this figure, but we'll get to that later. Your legal stuff, Maximum Hulk in the back, nice strip here, Marvel Legends series. I can't say, the packaging it looks nice. I actually like just the way it looks here, and then compared to just your standard figure box, as you can see, it's a lot bigger. It is pretty hefty too, and I like the packaging. This is something I probably will keep because, well, I mean, I keep most of them anyways, but still, it looks good. So we'll open them up and take a look at the figure. So you can go about however you want to open it, but not really. I guess the sides are, so you can either go through the top or the bottom here where there's this perfect little indent, which is what I'm going to do is cut the tape there, slide this on out, fold these as well, open the bottom. There is a little paper flap, which I just always throw away. Then you can slide this on out, and you can see some nice comic art in the back there. We set that off to the side. There are two trays, one with the main figure itself, some with some alternate hands and a swooshing effect, which we'll take out. The clapping hands here, the fists. Oh boy. There we are. Oh boy. There we are. Set that off to the side. These alternate head sculpts. Here's the rocket. Some tape on it as well. Take it off. Of course, this effect, thunderclap piece or punching effect. And the main thing itself. Alrighty, let's take a look at Maximum Series Hulk. So accessory-wise, to start off, the first main reveal we got was the rocket here, which does come into two pieces, or you can push it all together and make it one piece. And also the fire does come out, which does have a nice sculpt to it, kind of just swooping. It goes from a light orange to a sort of a darker red. It is all in this sort of gray plastic here, but it does have some nice detail. And obviously, Hulk can hold it, which is kind of like a main thing they did. And he can also tear it apart, which I think is what he's supposed to do, is have it held kind of like that, showing that he ripped the rocket in half. But sort of the main detail here is also in the wiring with some red wire, or one red wire, and the rest blue. I believe they sculpted it blue because the red, you could see a little painted area. And yeah, it does look nice. There is some good detail there for the accessory wise. Also, you get the punching effect or a hit effect, which is in sort of a star-like motion, but it does have a circle here. And you can see the yellow spikes. We'll display these more in action kind of later. What is in a translucent plastic here, sort of only painted on this one side. The other side is just reflecting through, but it's still kind of nice. And you have the swooshing effects for the thunderclap. Same with that, the lime green sort of paint is only painted on one side, and you can see the swooshing. I believe it just clips on the hand. I think you take the hand off, then clip this on. Yeah, that seems what you're supposed to do. But it does look good. You can have this for the clap if you want, like it's kind of was targeted for, or I guess you could have it as like a swooshing punch effect as well. Then he comes with alternate fists here, which do have a sort of lime green to dark green sort of paint job to it, which is good. And then you got the clapping hands, of course, main sort of thing here, which we'll take a look on the articulation. Now, they're not perfectly flat, which I think is sort of a problem. They curve in and they come together, but there's a gap, which is why they're not so good at holding the effect, which I've seen on some reviews. And also some main parts. We've got head sculpts here. None are the same. You've got the sort of big teeth, wide jaw, sort of like bowl cut sort of Hulk here, which just have a nice lime green. They all have a nice lime green over the dark green in the hair with some black. This one has some nice screaming to it with the tongue and the red. The eyes are also nice. The bloodshotness with the sort of green raging eyes is good, along with this one with the nice green head sculpt. And if we pop this one off here, this one has the sort of faded taper look here, or I guess just the only top with some middle parts kind of with some white eyes and a grin. This is probably my least favorite. I just don't like the hair or the white eyes. I think my most favorite is this one, or the raging one. We'll obviously do head swaps. I wanted to try this ever since this figure was announced. But yeah, accessory wise, it's okay. And of course, he has the two gripping hands. So we'll take a look at the detail of the figure and its articulation, kind of the main parts of what it's focused for. So detail wise, what I'm gonna do first is take a look at a couple bit of comparisons. First things first, this is the 80th anniversary Hulk, or the, what do you call it? This was the 2-pack with Wolverine. This Hulk was great while I had it. As you can see, the greens are a little bit and the purples are darker on this one, but the lighter hues are a lot more noticeable, and it's reuse practically. So I believe the chest is new, obviously because of the new rubberness, and the shoulders I heard were new. Yeah, you can see the difference in them. But arm down, other than this grip hand that might be new. Actually, it might be reused from the Gray Hulk. And other than the feet as well, is new. So these, other than the feet and the shoulder and chest, and obviously the head sculpts, the rest is reused. So the legs and the lower arms, which is what people complain about, because as you can see, there's pins just like this one, which I don't really mind. The only thing I wish was new was double jointed here in the elbows in this, because every time you turn it, you still see the sides. So if it was a ball joint, it would have been much better. But other than that, I'm gonna first do a little head swap here. Obviously the greens don't match, but if you want, you could very well try. And no, you can't try because it said it's way too small. Is it actually? Yeah. So if you wanted this head sculpt on, it would not work. And then obviously trying to put this one onto this one, kind of works. It's just too big. So that's just a little comparison there between the 80th Hulk 2-pack and the Maximum Hulk. So detail wise on this figure, I love the colors. The colors are amazing. The bright green this is a perfect comic Hulk. This is the best we'll get probably for a while. The lime green accents on the chest here and on the abs, on the biceps, down here on top of the hands and the shoulders, on the back also. That's another thing, is that for this, you can see the cuts for the butterfly joints. Now, we'll get into articulation more, but this one was back heavy and very little front, and this one is front heavy, obviously, and very little back, which we'll take a look at later, of course. But yeah. On the pants side here, I like the purple. I like the pink as well on the ripped outlines also, which stops halfway through, which I heard like in the San Diego Comic-Con when it was either Shartimus Prime or what's his name, MCU Collector. They said that they have the budget for the whole year. So that means all 2025 so far, they've had a budget for the PS5, the new sculpts, the new molds, the paint, the packaging, all of that, the maximums, everything. They have to all budget for the whole year. So obviously they cheap out where they can, which here is the pink paint. As you see, it goes around this lower calf here on the rip parts and stops behind the back here and also on the top of the pants, which I think is also why a main reason they kind of cheaped out on the legs here and the arms is because a newer mold obviously would have cost more for different types of legs, the ball joint here, and double elbow on the arms, which is fine, kind of, when you want to label something maximum and it's not quite maximum. But we'll now move to the most important part, I believe, the articulation. So all the head sculpt is going to be the same here, with him looking about that high up. For this Hulk, he looked about that high. So I guess it'd be different kind of for the different amounts of hair. I suppose if we try this one, this one can, I think, look a little bit higher than that. But also it's just because of the buildup here, there's quite a lot. And the dumbbell joint is really low. And then we'll just pop this back on. Then for the arms, you're gonna get about that high up, about that far back, which as you can see, compared to the old Hulk, is nowhere near as close as we could get far back. So if you try and push it, that's as it slowly forms back. Then now forward, as you can see, this Hulk couldn't get any forward, while now our maximum Hulk can get about that far. Now, this is lifted, you can see a lot more of it, and it's scrunched up here. And you can hear that nice ratcheting, which is good. And a better way to display it is kind of, I'm gonna give him the clapping hands now, just to make it look a little bit better. So, look at that. He can sort of, kind of, sorry for taking him out of frame. So you can see, semi across his arms, which obviously looks really good. Here he is clapping, of course, which, like I said, doesn't very come to a point, but it starts to open this up as well. So there doesn't look to be much stress here. Also, I try to point out the veins do look work. The vein work is nice here. And then for the arms, there is bicep swivel. There is also swivel here at the elbow, which does have a single joint to get you about that far up, which is the same as our other Hulks. Side to side as well. Hand rotates, side to side hinge on all of them. None of them have an up and down trigger. It's not really necessary for this Hulk. For back, he gets about that far forward. And obviously you can hula hoop up here, side, side. And then waist swivel can take him all the way around, which is the same as the other Hulk. Legs kick that far out, that far forward, and not too far back. There is thigh cut, which is good. Double knee gets you that far back. No calf cut either. Ankle pivots down, up, and rocker. And obviously what's also new with this figure is he has toe joints, so he goes that far up and that far down. Obviously new to this figure because that's what was sculpted for new detail or new articulation. So we'll do some comparisons, then after that we'll play with the figure, which is what he was intended for, I believe. So for some previous Hulk comparisons, here he is also, of course, what I mainly used with the 80th anniversary 2-pack with Wolverine Hulk here, which does look good, and the Earth's Beyond Mightiest Gray Hulk. And here he is scaled next to my favorite Hulk villain, Abomination, with the old Build-A-Figure one here, comic version on the left, and the newer Gamerverse Build-A-Figure on the right, which hopefully we get one of these on a differently sculpted body of this size with the new Hulk retro card rumored wave with the finned ears, because this body is just amazing. I love this two next to each other. But if he looked like that also, it'd be kind of cool. And here he is, Maximum Hulk, next to some other villains with Juggernaut here on the right and the Red Hulk on the left. My questions for you guys, comment below if you believe how big the other Juggernaut will scale, the newest Catcon Wave one next to this Maximum Hulk. I believe he'll be even more huge because he'll be probably about this tall. And do you guys believe that Hasbro, kind of like what they might do with the Maximum Spider-Man with a black suit version, do you think we'll get a Maximum Red Hulk? Comment below your ideas, but just seeing these two next to each other is also really cool. For some Avengers goodness on my shelf, here he is next to the Secret Wars Captain America and the Avengers Earth Beyond Mightiest Thor from the Destroyer 2-pack, and just seeing them next to each other does look good. And for getting a Maximum Deadpool, I believe, next with the dupe reveal, do we think a Maximum Thor, depending on how good he is, will look good next to him? I believe so. Here he is next to some smart characters with a villain of his, the Leader, which does look good as well. Just seeing the comic book yellow and orange and the greens and purple look really nice. And Bruce Banner from the Grey Hulk 2-pack. And two people who just love to fight for the game. Here he is next to Wolverine. So before we get to my final thoughts, I just want to try a couple things here with obviously trying some shirts, which here's the orange shirt from the Hulk, the Grey Hulk one. Doesn't look as good as I like, but putting the white shirt on, well, that just adds a little bit extra to it. We try and put the arms forward. I'm gonna put the arms forward first in the clapping position, like so. It's kind of got to curve the hands, huh? Do that, and then put the ripped shirt on. It's gonna struggle a tiny bit. Yeah, you can have it wide like that, I suppose. But you just have them in like a vanilla pose with this white shirt. Does look good, huh? I don't see this. We'll pop off this one and pop on the Screaming Head sculpt. He just popped out of his, or he just transferred or transformed. Oh, that looks good. And we'll pop, actually, first, we'll try, do you put it like this, I believe? And then we put the grip hand in. I think this is how you do it, right? You clip it on and then plug this in, huh? Or is it only meant for, I don't think they'd only have it meant for one hand, right? Guess it kind of works, huh? No. Let me try this. This hand's on. Try it sideways. There we go. So I guess you do have to put it on when the hand's already on. Yeah, because it's molded to match the fingers. I don't know if you can see that, but it follows the lines of the fingers. So I guess if you put it, oh yeah, I don't know if it'll fit the other hands. So I tried, No, the fingers are still sculpted like that. Because you can see the gaps are still the same. Let's try the fists. I don't know how similar the fists will be. See, like, that works. But something else I wanted to try was the gripping hands. Now, we have a pull, the broken pipe from the Gray Hulk here. If we get this hand, it should be able to hold it. Yeah, it would look good, him holding this broken pipe. Him in the rocket too. Then there is the smaller gripping hand, which obviously this pipe would not fit into, which I believe is what this Gray Hulk has. So you can mix and match accessories however you please. Obviously that's what they kind of intend them for. But we'll plug this in. See, because this is what they used to put it around the head, like that, and had a punching effect, like Hulk was punching. But I felt like they had like this swooshingness too, didn't they? I don't know. That, and then just have it like him, give it a nasty right hook. But I have so much on this table. We'll go to my final thoughts now. So Maximum Hulk is gonna get a solid 8 out of 10 because I love the figure. Okay, this is the best Hulk we're gonna have for a while. I know people aren't too fond of the price point. I wasn't either, but I kind of wanted to upgrade, and I know my dad loved the Hulk, and I'm probably gonna give him this one. Yes, I could resell it, but no. This Hulk is pretty top heavy. As you can see, he just fell over, and it has some problems. Every figure is not gonna be perfect. Now, for it to be maximum, I don't have the Spider-Man, but compared to the Spider-Man, I think they did pretty good. 3 different head sculpts. Yes, I know they're not all the same. You kind of get the base hands, so you get 2 extra hands. You get these swooshing effects, this rocket, but this effect here, I try to put it in. I've tried to record this segment, I don't know how many times, because this piece keeps falling out, so I just forgot about it. Because if you watch a couple of reviews, people can barely get this. They don't have a proper way to secure it in. It's kind of just supposed to sit there. Now, I feel like if you rewatch the Hasbro Live, I feel like they or not the Hasbro Live, the dude that was doing the photos for him, even though he does that normally, I believe he just sticky tacked this in because I bet even he couldn't get it. Like, Hulk and Thunderclap, it looks nice, but I'm gonna take him off the rotating base here. We'll stop it. So we see this, he can clap, but it slowly gaps. Like, it's slowly, the butterfly joints in like the squishy chest here pushes the hands out. It can't fully come to a center clap, like at all, which is kind of a bummer, but it's the best we can get for now because no other Hulk can do this. No other Hulk has toe joints, so if you want to have him in a pose like that, you can't. So the figure is nice in that sense. But I also know another thing people are worried about is this chest here. Will it deteriorate over time? Will it change different colors? Will it rip? I know I've seen a couple reviews where people have already ripped theirs because it's a soft, squishy plastic, but it's still prone to whatever might happen. Like, how many times will you do this clap pose, or how many times will you change it, or if you even play with your figures like I do, will it deteriorate over time? Who knows, because this is the first time they've ever done it. The plastic doesn't feel cheap at all. It does feel a little sticky at sorts, but other than that, it still looks like a nice figure. So, overall, if you guys enjoyed today's review, please like, subscribe, share. Doing that helps me out a ton. Helps me know that you guys enjoy the reviews just as much as I do making them. I love making this video. I did a little bit of a different segment this time of like playing with the figure kind of in front of you guys where I was testing out all these different things. Comment below if you'd like to see that more. Also follow the Instagram where you can DM me directly. That way I can see most of your messages. If you message me on Instagram, I can see them directly. And also, yeah, like the posts. Sneak peeks will definitely be on there. Sneak peek now I'm going to give you is my Dragon Man is shipping. So stay tuned for that. I will definitely be recording a review for that. I've waited Well, I guess everybody's waited a year for it. And yeah, I'm super excited about the Dragon, man. Also pre-ordered the Mephisto, so next year we'll be seeing that too. And the Sentinels are coming out. And also all these new reveals for San Diego Comic-Con. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching the review of the Maximum Hulk from Toy Soldier Reviews. And I'm out.